Michael, I'm 49. I was in addiction for 33 years.
Brian Martin, I'm 41 years old and I've had a problem with alcohol for 20 years.
My name's Marie and I was addicted from the age of I had a problem from my late 20s.
My name is Antoni Ozdowski and I'm 39 years old, and the problem with using the start in early childhood.
Right, I'm Louise and I'm 42 and problematic abuse. Probably about 30 years.
Well, it's Pam and I'm 43. I've drunk since a young age, but it's been a severe problem for probably the last 7 years.
My name's Rachel. I'm 43. The first time I actually ever had a drink, I was 6.
I'm Robert. I'm 32 now and I've had a problem with drugs for 23 years since I was about 9.
Yeah, I'm Sophia Farrow. I'm an addict. I'm 25 years of age and I've had a drinking problem since the age of 15.
I'm Nick, I'm 29 years old. I had a problem using drugs and alcohol for the best part of 15 years.
When I got out of active addiction, I didn't know where I belonged. I'd been involved with crime for many years. I knew I didn't belong with people in active addiction anymore. And because of all the things I'd done, I didn't feel I fit in with people outside of addiction either.
When I first started DEAP, I didn't really know much about it. My first understanding of DEAP is they got to the root of the problem.
There was a lot of things that I held down inside that I'd not dealt with, even from childhood. And DEAP helped me to get it all up, talk about it, express it.
DEAP was probably one of the most emotionally scariest, fulfilling things I've ever done.
Going into DEAP, I never thought I'd be able to have me own kind of spin on things. I thought I was like that forever and never be kind of able to move on from that way I was.
I could swap this for hope, maybe. And that's what I call this, that DEAP gave me hope. And then by getting this, I start growing. There's no word probably which I can describe this as something like a gift.
Got attached to all these machines. The next thing I know, it was Wednesday, and the doctors had said, you know, we nearly lost you yesterday. And that was the first time I'd ever cried and realised how serious it was.
See, I used to think that drugs were my problem, but they weren't, they were me. You know, I've never been comfortable in my own skin. So it's about showing you ways of identifying your uncomfortabilities and where they stem from. And so you can hopefully head them off at the pass before you start using again.
Started off fun, and then it was causing, you know, chaotic behaviours. I was putting myself in dangerous situations. I was basically going out befriending people because it got to that point where I didn't have any friends. I'd be going out like half cut, going to clubs on my own, speaking to people, and obviously I was very vulnerable at the time, and I was going back to like a den more or less at one point, and the ambulance had to come and get me. After found me unconscious, and then he ended up in hospital, and I woke up and I didn't know what happened to me. Yeah. It's sad when I look back at it now.
The pain and the bad stuff that came with using drugs and the bad choices I've made through the support that I've had, it's changed my life for the better. But if I could go back, obviously there's lots of, I'd have learned to appreciate things, the people around me, my family, and those true friends.
I was angry at myself and I had a lot of anger and hurt, and that I was kind of riddled with that for a long time, and I was stuck in that, and with Glenn's challenging, that sort of really made me let go somehow of all the resentment and hurt and move on from it.
I sort of had this realisation that I was going through all this and I was going through life and it was always somebody else's fault. And it made me look at how I treated people. And some of the things I've done to people that I absolutely love more than the world itself are vile and horrible, and it made me see that.
It was a good tool for helping me look at the harms I've caused as well, because I kind of, until I come into recovery, I was skirted over that stuff. So I always used to think that it didn't affect me, all this stuff going on around me. Event happens, usage spirals, offending, whatever, changing up drugs, always getting worse. But you can track it back to the events that it spawned from.
They got to know the real me, and I got to know the real me. I'd lost the real me a long time ago. With Steve's help and guidance, he got me through it. I was able to talk honestly and openly, and really dig deep into like my soul. It was scary. I was frightened.
My father, he was a drug addict, a heroin addict. And I was brought up around my dad taking drugs, seeing him take drugs, all kinds of people coming to the house. Then when I was 13, my dad, he died of an enlarged heart from taking drugs. And I kind of changed overnight. Nobody could control me. Wouldn't go to school, the police couldn't control me. My mum, I ended up in care, in secure units. Really deep down, I'm a caring person, but I just put up this front. I didn't care about anybody. I wasn't interested.
I experienced some vulnerability partway through DEAP, where I'd let go of stuff and just made me feel vulnerable. But, I got through that and come out the other side feeling 10 times better. You've got to get in there and get honest about everything for it to work. And I trust my group. The only secrets I've got are theirs, and I'm comfortable keeping them.
End of April of 2012, I was told I had stage 4 of liver disease. I pickled it completely with vodka. I was told by then now I needed a transplant. It was as simple as that. I had 4 weeks left to live. Luckily, obviously because I'm still here, 2 weeks later I got a transplant. And then over Christmas it was, why had I been given this liver? Because I couldn't figure out where I fitted anymore. I've tried applying for jobs. They don't want to know you as soon as they know you've had a liver transplant. I just suddenly thought, well, you know what? I'll drink and I'll stop taking my tablets, which are what basically keep me alive.
I thought for a long time I hated my dad. I really did think I hated him. I hated him for leaving us. I hated him for the life he let us lead. And for me, my sisters and my mum. And when really deep down I loved him. And I was hurt and I was a little boy. He just needed his dad.
The DEAP and my counselor allowed me find myself by myself, and this is for me the most significant thing. This is my stone, which I found it, on the Piccadilly bus station, and then wherever my head is saying to me that, you are not worth it, and because you did this. You did that, you harm people, and this. And then my head is saying, because you've been there, you can't get there. I'm saying, this is my present. And I'm saying, I'm here, and this is, remind me, where I am now. I'm here now.
I'd like the children to see that, they knew that I'd developed a problem with alcohol and everything. I've been open and honest with them. I'd like for them to come back home, and I hope to be able to move forward with better thinking, not drinking, and give them full emotional support, which I've not been able to, because although I've cared for the kids really well, emotionally I've let them down.
I'm kind of really grateful for the way things are going. You don't have good without the bad stuff. You've got to have one to have the other. And I've had lots of bad stuff. I think now I'm getting lots of good stuff. So It's hard to say that I would change any of that. It's obvious there's plenty of choices which I made the wrong one, but it's turned into a positive now.
I'm learning to face my fears without drinking. I know it's a cliche, life on life's terms. Learning to be open and honest, not only with others, but with myself. It's given me the tools and ammunition to go forward and not sort of keep going back to the past.
I'm going to build a better relationship with my children, see more of them. My son's in Cuba and my daughter's got a last exam today. Life's looking good, it can be great, you know, just put the effort in there.
I've got a new whole outlook on my life, how I want to live it, how I never ever want to go back to the way my life was. Just want to look forward, see my children, see my family, get a job, my good friends around me, and just be happy.
I feel personal responsibility now to send this message to the people, you know, how important this is, because I know how hard it is. If I could get help when I was younger, then my life, and especially people around me, could look different.
I'd like to thank everyone involved in DEAP because I think it's been like the best opportunity ever.
This is a pure privilege because you're getting this help for free and it's genuine help. They want you to get better. You've got to grasp it with both hands and you've got to give it 100%. If you're not giving it 100%, don't bother because you're not going to get anything from it. But consider yourself privileged to be here and do it.
It's hard opening up because we spent most of our life burying stuff and we have a lock and key and it stays there and it just gathers dust. You know, to me, if it weren't for this place now, I don't know where I'd be. Probably dead.
The guys that are running this programme, I think for me, have just saved my life. The direction my life was going in, me using, and the environments I was putting myself in and the people I was with. If I hadn't have been accepted here and carried on doing that, I don't think I'd still be here now.
If it weren't for this programme, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. I'm responsible now. I'd say I'm much more confident than what I was. More grown up. Yeah, my mum. Because she's never given up on me. Yeah, she's been every step of the way with me. You know, all the sleepless nights and that. Definitely, yeah, goes to her. Christine.
Yeah, my mum more than anyone, who through the years and years of the sort of worst of my addiction stood by me, even though I completely abused her love. And even in my really, really low points, that sort of unquestioning love kept me going. Never would have done it off my own back. Without the support around me, that's what's got me to this stage, so I'm really good.
I'm just so grateful for me and my kids, and my mother was grateful as well, and the rest of my family, thank you.
I would just like to thank Steve. He's an amazing guy, he's understanding, he helps you, he's caring.
Really, really like to thank my counsellors. It was Glyn, Steve and Paul, and they really did get me through it. I mean, I did go through some bad times and they really, really stuck by me and got me through it, and I'm so, so grateful.
I'm just really, really grateful for DEAP and what it's done, and I believe that I can live a happy life and, you know, be the person I was always meant to be.
The thing what I want to say is just don't give up ever.